What's up, lovely viewers? It's your host, Clementina Amwa, and welcome to your favorite every Tuesday show, The Daily Trend. On this show, we talk about everything concerning society. It's entertaining and informative. Today with me are two lovely ladies,
Evelyn Asante,
Ruth Sumwa.
Before we proceed with our discussion, we'll take a look at this anonymous letter. I am in the most loving relationship with the man I want to marry. We often talk about marriage. He knows nearly everything about me. The last thing he doesn't know is my protected secret. 7 years ago, I was raped in college, and out of it, I had a child. A few people knew. Even then, it took me years to admit to it. Lately, I have felt guilty that I have not told my love this deep secret. Not because it is painful for me to talk about, but because I don't know how to bring it up in a way that would make him feel blindsided, confused, or even angry. This introduces us to our topic, secrecy in relationship. Before we proceed with our discussion, we're going to go for a short break.
Welcome back, lovely viewers. So we are going back to the letter we read just before the break, and we get to know about a lady who was raped in her college days, and out of this rape, she has a child.
I am in the most loving relationship with the man I want to marry. We often talk about marriage. He knows nearly everything about me. The last thing he doesn't know is my protected secret. 7 years ago, I was raped in college, and out of it, I had a child. A few people knew. Even then, it took me years to admit to it. Lately, I have felt guilty that I have not told my love this deep secret. Not because it is painful for me to talk about, but because I don't know how to bring it up in a way that would make him feel blindsided, confused, or even angry.
Now, Clementina, if you were in her shoes, what would you have done?
I wouldn't tell my spouse about this thing, because if I tell him about it, I might lose my relationship, and I love him so much to the extent that I'll prefer him finding out for himself rather than telling him that I was raped and then I have a child.
Okay, with this, I don't think lying to him is a right choice, because before you get married, you go for counseling, and when you go for counseling, you'll be asked, is there anything you are hiding from your partner?
Yeah.
Right then, you have to tell the truth. So if you hide the truth from him until marriage, then I don't think you're doing the right thing at that point. So she's supposed to tell the truth.
But it's not everything that comes out during counseling. Some things I can keep it to myself. Like maybe I want to tell him in private when we are alone. So it's not everything that I can come out and tell him.
So you are going to wait till marriage before you tell him?
For me, that's what I'll do.
But you know, not everybody is okay with the fact that there's a child, okay, out of this thing that happened to you. And so you wait, so he says, I do. And then you come and tell him, oh, I have a child. Not everybody will take it so lightly.
I'm not going to tell him right after the wedding. It will take some time before I tell him.
So you're lying to him?
It is not lying. It's just something I'm keeping to myself.
So you mean it's your privacy then?
Yes, it's my privacy.
But why should it be your privacy when you know it is going to hurt him when he gets to know about it?
Wait, so if we are saying it's her privacy, okay, then where do we draw the line between secrecy and privacy?
Okay, for me, I'll say secrecy is when the act or something that you are hiding from the other partner is going to hurt him.
For example, this issue,
for instance,
yes.
If the person is supposed to hide it from the partner, at the end of the day, the partner, if he gets to find out, will be hurt.
Exactly.
But for privacy, I don't think it's something that if you hide it, or if the partner gets to know about it, it will cause anything or any problem. But for secrecy, if you hide it, it will cause a lot of problems.
And she did say that she's guilty about not telling the partner about this whole thing that has happened, right? So if we are saying that it's her privacy, we could as well take it from the fact that although we can say it's her privacy, but if you are not feeling okay about it, if you are feeling guilty, and if it's going to hurt him, like she said, then it can't be her privacy.
And
it
also,
is a secret.
Mostly secrets are shameful to say. When it becomes publicized, it's very shameful for people to know you did such an act. For instance, you are a prostitute. Hiding it from or telling your husband I'm a prostitute is a very bad thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a shameful thing, not bad, but shameful thing. But if you are, let's say, you have a crush on somebody or someone has a crush on you, I don't think it's something that will be shameful if somebody gets to know about it or your partner gets to know about it. So secrets is different from privacy.
But not all secrets are shameful. A child isn't a shameful something. People love children. So not all secrets are shameful. If this comes out, it's nothing. He has to welcome him if he wants to.
The child isn't shameful in this sense.
And then I was
in
raped.
the case that it was rape, you see, rape in African society is something.
It's not something everybody easily adapts to, right?
Why would I tell someone I was raped? It took time for me to get over the situation of being raped. Sometimes the trauma I went through, maybe the therapy I have to go before I forget that I was even raped. Then later I have to come out, remember all those incidents again and tell my loved one again.
So, meaning this is a shameful act to you.
It's not a
You are
shameful
shy of
act.
saying it. Because if you are not shy, if you are proud of
You
it,
easily tell
you
him.
won't go through the pain of telling your spouse that this is me, I've been raped before or something.
Then that's the word you should use. I am shy of coming out. It's not
So
that
it's
it is shameful.
It's
How can you
shameful.
being shy of something be because you are shameful to say it?
But then I think that if you are not telling him because you are shy, you definitely have to tell him the fact that there is a child. A child is a human being, and it is your blood, okay? Whichever case, he will find out, or the child will go to want to know his mother or to want to know his father. And then you definitely have to say something.
But the reason I'm saying that I am not going to tell him, I'm going to let him find out from himself, is because if a man loves you so much, and if you have a child, all that courtship thing you've been going through, he should know that you have a child. You don't have to tell him that I have a child. Because a man who knows everything about you and doesn't know you have a child.
Some guys want to test your worthiness, your truthfulness. They know, but they are waiting for you to come out
and say it.
tell them. So it's not that because he's serious about you, he's supposed
He
to
would
know.
just know.
Okay, let's say I'm a guy, I know that I'm serious about you, I know that you have a child. You've not come out to tell me.
So you should
then
ask
I
me.
meet you. Then I meet you, I say, oh dear, I know you have a child, but you're not telling me. Read this thing,
And maybe
you know?
since you said something like that, I will then come out and tell you that, yes, I have a child.
Meaning you are waiting to be told before you say.
Of course, even if it's not right, I can't come out and tell him. So maybe I'll wait for him to do something that will show that I have to come out before I will come out.
But then another aspect of secrecy or privacy, would say, in our modern world now is passwords on phones. Almost everybody now has passwords on their phones. So there's a story of a lady who keeps whose husband has passwords on his phone, okay, and she doesn't know the password to the phone, but she says that she's not really bothered, only that whenever her husband is entering or doing something on the phone, he doesn't want her to know, and so she's suspicious about whatever she's doing.
Okay, for me, having password on the phone is no big deal because we all have passwords on our phone. You have, I have, we all have. But it becomes a secret or something when you have something hidden behind a password. For instance, you know, most men of late, not men alone, ladies, we like watching porn videos and stuff. So when we have such things behind our phone, we tend to put password on it in order to prevent our spouse from getting to know what is going on. So me, for password on phone, it's cool. If you have password on your phone and your spouse have access to the password, it's cool. But if you
There's
have the
something
password
else.
and there is something else behind it, then
That is where the issue
That's
comes
where
in.
the
That's
issue
where the
comes
issue comes
in.
in very well. Okay, viewers. So we'll just listen to what others also have to say concerning secrecy in relationships.
Yes. When you love someone, you shouldn't keep any secret from her. So it's not good to keep a secret from your loved one. And concerning the password, I'm not sure that it's okay, because if you say you love me, you shouldn't keep. What are you keeping in your phone? And you're putting a password on your phone. So it's not totally good to have a password on your phone. Concerning searching something in your loved one's phone, I think is something very dangerous, because I'm a victim of that. Like, I was having a girlfriend, and like we're dating and for 3 years we're together, and one day I tried to look into her phone, and I discovered that she was chatting with someone else, another boy. I was so hurt, and I was discouraged. Our relationship broke up there.
The reason I'll keep a secret is because of maybe personal reasons. There are some secrets that can lead to misfortunes and certain things that you wouldn't even want it to be out there, so you keep it as a secret. But then when it comes to relationships, secrets doesn't really help, because there is nothing hidden under the sun. One day it will come out. So I'd prefer you being honest with your partner and let him know who you truly are, your past. If he doesn't accept it, then you can move on, because there can be someone out there who appreciates your realness.
I agree with secrecy on phones, because there are some, I agree with passwords on phones, when you have password on your phones, because there are some argument that there may be some documents that they are on phone and then your spouse are not supposed to go through. Imagine if you are a lawyer, and then as a lawyer, sometimes you have some case files on your phone. Maybe you might not have the files, but then you might have them as PDFs and all those things. And then there are some spouses too, they are too curious. They want to know almost everything about you. So if your phone is there, they might take it. Some people have passwords on their phone, and on their passwords on their phones, they have other passwords on apps.
Yeah.
So the spouse will think that maybe they are hiding something that is so secretive there, and then if you don't tell them the password to it, they feel so angry and all those things. Maybe sometimes it's just that those things don't belong to them.
But do you know these passwords on phone has caused a lot of damage of late?
Yeah.
People get into accidents and we can't have access to their phone because they have password on it.
Yeah.
A lot of issues have come up with these passwords. An example is there was one lady whose phone got missing, and because we don't have access to the password, we couldn't contact any other person, anybody on his contact list, in order to know or verify who the person is. So with this, I think putting password on phone too, it's a bit absurd.
If you are putting a password on your phone, okay, then you know that, like you said, if you're a lawyer, you have confidential things that relating to your work should be kept confidential. Then you tell your wife about it. You both agree that for this and this and this reason, I would like to have my privacy when it comes to my phone. And then she would agree, because it's not everything you said that everybody can know. But then when it comes to normal issues where you are married, but I can't have access to your phone, or I don't know what is going on with your phone, and you don't want me to see what you are doing, then there's a reason for me to be suspicious about what you are doing.
For me, on that part, I think even if you're because of work, your spouse cannot have access to your phone, still you can let him know, or he or she know the password to it. If he gets to know the document, I don't think your wife will send your document outside, because it's for all of you. It's for the betterment of all of you.
So what if you don't have a password on your phone, and then you are someone who takes nude of yourself just because you want to share it with your spouse or something? Then a day comes, your phone gets stolen. Then later on, you find all this information, all this private information of you on the internet. What are you going to do about it then?
For that, you can't control it. You can't do anything about it, right? We are not saying it is wrong to have passwords on your phone. With an issue like this, it's serious, it's bad.
Yes.
But then we are saying that if your spouse can know your password, you can have the password, let them know, so that at any point in time, if someone is calling and you need to use a password to answer it, it is done, right?
Yes.
So there's no harm in having it. Just know how to regulate it. so it doesn't destroy it, right? Okay, lovely viewers, we'll take a short break from here. We'll continue very soon.
From this short break, you are still watching the Daily Trend, and the topic we have been discussing is secrecy in relationship. But now, before we start this segment, I have a story we have to discuss, and the story is there was a lady who had to give herself up for her husband to secure a job. He gave herself up to her husband's boss in order to secure a job for his husband. He never told the husband until the husband wasn't his husband yet. They were dating. So later on, when the man was about to propose to the girl came out and told him, "Oh darling, oh baby, I gave myself up to your boss in order to secure a job for you." With this, let's have a discussion on this. Is it good, or did she do the right thing, or was she wrong?
Giving herself up, you mean she had sex with her boss?
Oh yeah, to secure a job for.
Okay, this is very crucial, but then guys are, no matter what, guys will always be guys, and then a guy will not accept his woman giving herself to his boss just to get a job for him. Some guys are too proud to the extent that even if you do something like that, they will see you to be, into brackets, a slut. They'll think that, okay, so it means that if you were dating someone else, you might have done the same thing. So I don't agree with this thing, and then I think it's something she shouldn't have done.
I think it depends on who the guy is, okay? Looking on the brighter side, I got you the job. You are working, you are earning money. So it's not so bad. It is bad, but then you are still working. So it depends on who, the type of guy this person is. If he is okay with the fact that I'm working, at least I can secure a livelihood for my family. And if she's apologizing and she's sorry, okay, truly that she's not going to go back to it, he can forgive and then they move on, still working.
But don't you think it was too late for her? Not telling the guy, waiting till the guy proposed for her to tell the truth.
But this whole while, the guy was still working in the company.
Yes, the guy had been jobless for a long time, and her lady felt pity for him. So in other words, in order to help his guy, he gave herself up
to the boss.
Yeah, to the boss. So waiting that long for the guy to propose before telling him, "Oh baby, I slept with your boss in order to secure a job. I have a secret, and this sleeping with your boss in order to secure a job for you." Do you think she did the right thing, or she should have told the guy earlier?
Well, I think the consequences would still have been the same if it was earlier or till now. If he was going to get angry, if it was earlier, he would still get angry. If he's going to pardon her, whether it was earlier or now, he would still pardon her. Yeah, so whether it was earlier or now, I think it just depends on who they are and how they understand each other. Yeah.
I have witnessed such a situation before, and when the guy found out that this is what the lady did and this is the reason why he is where he is today, the guy left the lady, stopped working, and went back to start everything all over again. And he even told the lady that he doesn't need her help to get to where he wants to be, because if that is the only help the lady can give to him by sleeping with his boss, then he is not ready to accept something like that.
If that's the case, then why at all do we keep secrets?
Well, I'm sure this lady kept this thing from the man for a while, because if he had gotten to know earlier, probably wouldn't have continued the relationship, or the trust that he had in her would be broken. He wouldn't be able to trust her as, just like she said, wouldn't be able to trust her as he used to, right?
Okay. So if that's the case, it means in order not to hurt the other, or in order not to hurt the partner, she is supposed to keep that secret.
Well, mostly, yeah.
But what if keeping that secret for that long? Don't you think it will cause a lot of problems at the end of the day?
Well, if you're able to keep your secret well, let's say, a man, okay, I'm married, and then for some reason, something happened and I sleep with my husband's brother. And he assures me that nothing is going to happen. He's not going to tell anybody. He's keeping a secret. And then I should also keep a secret. It's just between us and, of course, God, right? If we keep it well, nobody knows, nobody is hurt, nothing happens, life continues. I go on with my marriage. Everything is normal and fine.
So, meaning hurting in order not to hurt.
Yes.
Okay.
To
but
avoid all
sometimes it's
problems.
better to pinpoint the point, like go straight to the point, tell him the what is hurtful, in order to prevent further problems.
There is this saying that a secret long kept can tell its consequences. So if I keep a secret for a long time, no matter depending on the duration that I have kept the secret, will tell if he's going to get so angry when he finds out, or he can forgive me at that moment, or maybe when he's going to forgive me, it won't take that much long time to forgive me.
Okay, talking about consequences, what are some of the consequences that we get?
In a relationship, if you keep a secret, the possibility of losing that relationship is very high. You lose your relationship because sometimes the guys feels so hurt to the extent that whenever they remember what you have told them, they go down on their knees and they cry. Sometimes they just don't want to see you at all because you've hurt them. Sometimes the trust they have built in you, and then all of a sudden just a one sentence secret will come in and everything will just crumble down. It's just too much for a guy to take. He will just leave you and forget that any of these things happened.
This is the point I want to disagree with you, because you telling him you think will break up the relationship, but mostly if you tell a guy your secret, it rather makes the secret, the relationship stronger.
Yeah.
It builds trust in the relationship.
It depends on the kind of secret, the type of secret you are keeping from him.
Okay, let's refer to the letter we read earlier on. If the lady had told the guy, or if the lady tells the guy straightforward that maybe I have a child, don't you think it will rather build trust? The guy will get a form of trust in the lady instead of he breaking up.
Well, a situation like this is very difficult. A guy will take time. I know a guy, if he finds out that you have a child out of marriage, he will leave you, because to him, he cannot take care of an extra child, something he hasn't planned for.
Then it means you're talking about the guy's preference.
Yes.
But we know that trust is built over time. So it's not just today that I meet you and then I get to trust you, right? So if trust is built over time, if you tell him this one from the beginning, and then he finds it hard to accept, but eventually he does, okay, with time he'll be able to understand that, okay, this woman loves me, and so if there's anything at all, she wouldn't hold it from me, she would tell me. So then gradually he can trust you, and if anything at all should happen, he would know that I have come to trust her. I know what she can do and what she can't do, and so this is something I can easily let go, right? And then they continue with their relationship.
And it keeps the relationship strong.
It keeps the relationship strong, yes.
Sometimes secret doesn't keep relationship strong. There are some women, they are so addicted to some things that if it comes out, then they lose their relationship. Not just at the moment. Sometimes they will cheat on their boyfriends or their spouse. He will forgive them. They will do it again. He will forgive them. Later on, she will be like, I'm not going to do it again. Baby, I'm sorry. Forgive me. 3 months later, she does it again. With this, she can't tell him.
But
because she knows that if I tell him, she will leave me. So she keeps this as a secret, right? The next thing, she will do it again. She won't tell him. And then the next thing, she will do it with someone else, a one-night stand. She won't tell him. Later on, all these secrets will keep piling up to the extent that when she sees the husband coming, or whenever the husband is a little angry or aggressive, then she thinks that maybe the husband knows of her secret. And then she begins sweating at the moment when she sees the husband coming. And then psychologically, she feels like, oh my God, what's going to happen? My husband is going to leave me right now. And then maybe it's even something that happened at his workplace that has made him so aggressive. But then there is this kind of paranoia in keeping secrets.
If we take, for example, the relationship between a mother and her child, okay, her adolescent child, and they are so... Their friendship or the relationship they have is so tight, okay, and then she gets herself pregnant, she aborts it, and then she doesn't tell her mother early, and maybe one of her friends, in talking to her mother, tells her mother that, oh, you didn't know that your daughter aborted this pregnancy some time ago. It's going to hurt her mother because I am your mother. I'm like a friend to you. We talk about everything. So why would you keep this thing from me for so long? Something that has a lot of consequences. So yes, keeping secrets has very severe implications.
And of late, adolescents have been keeping secrets away from their
A
parents.
lot.
They are having boyfriends and
They don't talk about it. Yes, they think they know.
And they can proudly tell their friends that this person is
But
my
why not their
boyfriend.
parents?
So sometimes it's not. Sometimes their parents lose trust in their
In them.
children because there are some things they can't tell them. And then I believe it is not the fault of the parents. It's not the fault of the children because sometimes the parents don't make themselves so open to their children. So when there is a situation and the child knows that with this I have to tell my mother about it, but the child also will be thinking that mommy is too straight and too
I can't
rigid
talk
to
to
the
her.
extent that I can't tell her because before I even open my mouth, she will start beating me or start running
Okay,
insults
this
on
brings
me.
me to this topic. Is it good to tell all secret during relationship, not yet married, but during just this dating stuff? Is it good to tell all your secret to your partner?
No.
Well, if it's leading to marriage, I think there's no harm in it.
But I think you shouldn't tell all your secrets to someone
Why
you are
not?
dating. Let's say there is this saying: if you are dating someone, you have to tell the person 20% of you. The person has to find out about 40% of you. The rest should be after marriage. So let's say that I tell my spouse everything about me. Then later on, we don't get married. And then maybe I did something to him that he doesn't like. The possibility of him sharing all these things to his friends is going to be so high. Maybe we had some intimacy between us. He can be among his friends and be like, when I'm having intimacy in her, this is how she moans, this is how she's like, and then all these things to add privacy. But then because you two are no longer together, your secrets just go out just like that.
Okay, so meaning this is the case that you people are not going to get married or your relationship can break up at any time.
time.
But what if you people actually get married? This relationship actually leads to marriage.
Maybe the day he proposed to you, maybe after a month of your wedding, you can tell him the rest of the things you feel like you should let him know.
With this one, I don't agree because waiting till marriage, you people are already settled, then you are now coming to
Open up things to him.
secrets and stuff. That one, it's not advisable.
Will you be okay if you get married, or maybe at the altar your fiancé leaves you there because there is a secret about you that you told him, and then he just left you because at the altar before he says I do, he remembers all those things because men mostly do that.
Then
At the
it
altar when they are asked the question before they say I do,
It
they'll
means
be
he
standing
didn't
there
love
for
you.
a
He didn't
while,
love you.
and they'll be like, oh no, then they just leave you.
Why would you wait till I get to the altar and leave me in such disgrace? You could have just quietly told me the day before. At least that would be better. I could call off the whole wedding ceremony. You don't wait for me to get dressed, get there all smiley and happy and tell me I'm canceling the wedding.
They take it
Meanwhile,
as a form of punishing you. They take it as a form of letting
no.
you know how they feel.
But then we only trusted you enough to tell you that, not that we are burdening you with our issues.
Sometimes they feel burdened. That's why I'm saying it is not all secrets that you must tell your spouse.
Okay.
It's not everything that you should tell your spouse.
Okay, let's watch this video of a psychologist trying to advise us in keeping secrets in relationships.
Is it okay to keep secrets from your spouse?
What type of relationship do you want to have? I want you to describe the relationship you want. And most of the time I hear things like, I want to feel connected, I want to feel intimate, I want to feel like my partner is my best friend. Well, what hinders that? One of the things that hinders that is secrets. Everything we do either draws us closer together or pulls us further apart. And when we are intentionally keeping secrets from one another, listen, secrets breed deception. Then deception breeds more deception. And so for the most part, overarching, I would say you don't want to keep secrets. So then the next question becomes, why do you want to keep that particular secret?
What if they can't handle the truth?
I
You want to
knew
know
it.
the truth, but they can't handle the truth.
I knew you were going to say that. Thank you, sir.
Particularly if, okay, what's let's say, for instance, you know the person is not at the point where, like you just said, you want to be close. Well, we ain't on that level just yet. We trying to get there. If I tell you this, we ain't going to be close at all.
Look, listen to what you just said. Most of the time when people tell me why they want to keep the secret, it's a selfish reason. It's because I don't want to hear their mouth.
I don't want you to go to jail for killing me. That's for
Katie.
you. That ain't for me.
Katie, that's so much drama right there. So listen, I do think it's a two-part process, though. Let me be honest. So I think that I want to make sure that I'm as open with my spouse as possible. However, my spouse does have a responsibility that when I come to them with something, that they don't always fly off the handle, that they don't always shoot me down, that they don't always make it, if it's a 5, they make it a 10. I think it's a mutual part. But I think if we're going to say an overarching answer, the goal is for us to not have secrets. Now, Katie, I like to say that there are misdemeanor secrets and then there are felony secrets.
Yes.
And you want to be careful, really careful of those felony secrets. If we're talking about, oh my God, I bought that pair of shoes and I know my spouse is going to trip out. That's a misdemeanor. We don't want to keep those secrets, but that's not going to kill my marriage. If we're talking about secrets that could destroy your marriage, you want to be strategic about how you share that.
Go ahead.
You want to be strategic about how you share it. You may need somebody to help you in that process, a therapist, a pastor. But overarching, deception and secrets create a void in our marriage, and we don't want that.
All right. So basically, we are just saying that you can't have passwords on your phone, okay? You can't keep secrets, but know where to draw the line. Know where you get too much into privacy that it becomes a secret. Know when and what you want to share with your partner, so that if it should come out, okay, they are not hurt. Or if whatever information you are keeping to yourself is known to them, it doesn't cause any damage. And then they also know how to relate with you in that sense.
Insofar as you people have come together, you people are really sure that you are going to marry, or you people are married, there shouldn't be anything hidden or anything that is confined, because there is nothing hidden under the sun. Definitely, one day the truth will come out.
I believe that keeping a secret or not keeping a secret is your choice. So if you feel happy keeping a secret, you can keep it. And if you feel like you can't do it, then you should just let your spouse know. This brings us to the end of our program. You can catch a repeat on every Wednesday, 9:10 a.m. and 4:10 p.m. You can also interact with us on Facebook, The Daily Trend at TDT, and on YouTube, New World TV, The Daily Trend playlist. See you next week, same time, same day. Bye-bye.